This is the instruction video for the 10 rolls or bust worksheet. On this worksheet, you are going to be working to either get 10 rolls done and get a final score, or you're going to bust, which means your subtracting brought you all the way to 0 before you got done. So we start with 1,000, then we do our first roll. You're going to have 3 dice and you're going to roll them. And then you're going to want to try to make the smallest number possible because you want to try to get all the way to this final score. So I got a 1, a 4, and a 5. So I'm going to want to make 145 because that's the smallest combination I can make versus like 514 or something else. This is the smallest one I can make, 145. So then I'm going to write 145 on my sheet, just like that. Now what I have to do is I have to subtract 1,000 minus 145, and I'm going to put the answer right here. But with this activity, you have to use the base 10 block strategy. So with the base 10 block strategy, if you have base 10 blocks, you can use them. Otherwise, linked on Empower is an app is a website that looks like this. And this has base 10 options too. So since we're starting with 1,000, I'm going to put 1,000 in the thousands category. Then I subtract my 145 from it. Now, I can't take 5 ones away because there's no ones to take away. So I'd have to go to the tens and unbundle to give some ones. But I can't unbundle because there's nothing there. So then I'd have to go to the hundreds and unbundle 10 of those. But there's nothing to unbundle there. So we have to go all the way to the thousands. And we're going to have to unbundle this this 1,000 cube into 10 hundreds flats, because 10 100 flats equals 1,000. So let's unbundle that. You hit the little eraser here. Once it's highlighted like that, then you just click and it'll erase. And then to turn off the eraser, you just hit it again. So now that I got rid of my thousands cube, I need to add my 10 hundreds flats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then I have 10 hundreds flats, which equals 1,000 total. It's just unbundled. Now what I can do is I can unbundle this to give some tens now. So I'm going to take one of these and erase it. So once again, you click the eraser, then you tap on one of them because we're only unbundling one. Turn your eraser off, and now I have to put 10 groups of 10 or 10 tens rods in there because I unbundled one of my flats. So I'm going to do that right now. 1, and I'm just going to keep doing it. 2, oh, it's really small. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I had erased one flat and unbundled it, so it made 10 rods. Once I have my 10 rods, now I can finally unbundle a 10 rod and get my ones that I need. So when I unbundle the 10 rod, what do I need to do? Say it to yourself. I need to unbundle it, so I need to erase one of them. So I'm erasing one of them. And I can't just get rid of it. Now I have to unbundle it, and I have to put that one in separate cubes. So I'm going to do that now. These ones are super tiny, so they're kind of hard to reach. 1, come on, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be a lot easier on your iPad. Come on. I have 5 of them. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. I'm having to persist, aren't I? 9, 10. Whew. I persisted all the way through that, and I finally got all 10 of them. So now that I have a number that represents 1,000 still, it's just broken apart because I have 9 hundreds flats. I have 9 tens rods, and then I have 10 cubes. That's going to give me 1,000 if you counted it all up. So now that I have it all separated the way I need, I'm taking away, remember, that 145 number. So I take my eraser and I need to do the ones first. So how many ones do I need to take away if my number is 145? Think it to yourself. If you said I needed to take 5 ones away, you would be correct. So I'm going to erase 5 of these ones that I just spent so long putting on. So I'm deleting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Luckily, it goes a lot faster to erase. So I deleted 5 of my ones. So what I do when I do that, just to keep track of it, is I put a little dot next to it once I've taken them away. So I took away the ones cubes. Now I need to take away how many tens rods? I'm hoping that you were thinking 4, because I need to take away 4 tens rods because a 4 is in the tens place. I do have enough tens on here, so I don't have to worry about unbundling anything. So I'm just going to hit my eraser, and I'll show it to you. I'm going to erase one of them. Oops. I'm going to erase one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. Well, if I hold it like this, I bet it'll be easier. 4 of them. I deleted 4 because I had 4 in my tens place. So now I leave that. Now I need to look and say, how many hundreds? Oh, what do I say I normally do to keep track? I almost didn't do it. I did take away the tens, so I'm going to give it just a little dot. Now I need to take away how many hundreds flats? I have to take away 1 hundreds flat. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put my dot. So I still have my eraser up on here, and I'm just going to click on one of them. Then I'm going to hit out of the eraser. Oh, come on. There we go. I hit out of my eraser, and I'm going to spread these out a little bit so I can count them better. So they're still in my tens box. I'm just going to spread them out. Or excuse me, not my tens box. They're still in my hundreds box. So now they're spread out a little bit better. Oh, I deleted one. That's why there's 8. Okay. So now what you do is now you just count it up. You know there's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. I'm going to write my hundred spot down. So I have 800. Then I have to count my tens. And I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So in the number 50, there's a 5 in the tens spot. And then I have to count my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ones. Now, my first answer was 855. Let me promise you that first round takes way longer than the others because you have to do all of that unbundling. So now it's pretty easy. Now, if you have a partner to play with, it would be your partner's turn. But since we don't have partners right now, well, I guess if you're working on it alone, you don't have a partner. If you're working with someone, then it's your partner's turn. But if you're working alone, then you just take your second turn. So, once again, you'll roll your dice, make the smallest number possible. So this time I got a 5, a 2, and a 5. So I'm going to make the number 255. So then I'm going to write 255 in my second roll spot because that's the number that I got. Now the easy part is that hopefully you still have your tens blocks set up from your last turn, and now you just have to get rid of these. So let's do one more together, and then I think you'll probably have it. So I have 855 displayed right now. Oh, that's ironic. 855, 255. So we're going to be getting rid of a lot. So my ones are first. So I need to take away 5 ones. I'm going to do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got rid of 5 ones. How many are left? 0. Then I'm going to get rid of 5, because remember, I got rid of my 5 ones. Now I got to get rid of 5 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got rid of 5 tens. And remember, I said I like to go back and dot them, so I know I did it. I got rid of 5 tens, and now how many hundreds do I have to get rid of? I hope you were thinking 2. So now I click and I get rid of 1, 2. So now we look and we see how many do I have left. I have nothing in this and nothing in this. So how many do I have in my hundreds? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So I have 600, which means I have to put a 6 in my hundreds place value. I have nothing in my next one, and which is the tens column, and I have nothing in my ones column. So now I'm to the number 600. So for your third turn, you would roll your dice, make the smallest number possible, go back to your tens blocks, and do the subtraction. Now, this one you're probably going to have to unbundle. So remember how we unbundled before. If you take one of them away, you have to put 10 in the next column over. If you take one away, you have to put 10 in the next column over when you're unbundling. Otherwise, your numbers will get goofed up. So now what I want you to do is I want you to start. Please don't use my examples that I used. I want you to do your own. Start with your 1000s cube and go ahead and start the game. If you're playing with a partner, do one turn at a time and help each other check for answers, okay? If you're working in class on this, I want you to work for at least 20 minutes. If you hit that 20-minute mark and you're still working on it, you can be done. If you're working on it by yourself, I want you to do at least 4 turns. If you want to keep going, you can keep going and do the whole thing. All right. If you have any questions, come find a facilitator or get a hold of a facilitator somehow, and I will try to answer the questions you have. Sounds good. Have fun.